to the world of Tai Chi and Qigong, led by Grandmaster Dennis Kelly, 5-time world martial arts champion, author of The 6 Steps to the Fountain of Youth, certified personal trainer, sport nutritionist, and HeartMath Peak Performance Coach. You are about to enter into a whole new world of essentials in relaxation, improved focus, concentration, balance, muscle strength, and an overall sense of well-being and life balance.
Okay, we're going to do I feel healthy, I feel happy, 3 times to get this started. Are you ready? I feel healthy, I feel happy, I feel good. Let's do it again. I feel healthy, I feel happy, I feel good. One more time. I feel healthy, I feel happy, I feel good. Okay, we're ready to get started. Put your feet shoulders width. We're going to do what we call the tie for the body warm-ups. Turn your waist and let the arms come along for the ride. Make sure your knees are flexed. And just loose like a goose. Let the back of the hand hit the opposite side of the tush. That is the part that goes over the fence left. Let the arms swing loose like the tail does not wag the dog wags the tail. So let the turning of the waist move the arms. Let the head move with the body and make sure your knees are flexed. Alright, now put your feet double shouldered width. Put your toes pointed towards the corner, tuck in your tush, and let's do it again. Make sure your knees are flexed. You'll hate me tomorrow if they're not when you wake up and you have sore knees. Alright, good. Now put your feet shouldered width, hands on hips. We're going to do what we call the hippie. We're going to rotate clockwise. And if you do this every day, chances of having a hip replacement are very slim. What we're doing now is getting synovial fluid to the cartilage, which is not only the lubricant of the cartilage, but also the food. And when the cartilage goes, of course, then you got bone to bone, that's where the broken hips come. So this little simple gyration done every day will help a lot as far as preventing hip replacement. That's why we call it the hippie. All right, arms out here, little circles. You want little circles, not big circles. This helps the rotator cuff. Big circles can irritate the rotator cuff. We don't want to irritate any part of the body. Okay, reverse. Palms should be down. Okay, now palms up. Now do the same thing, little circles. And of course, women like this one. And I know some men that probably like this one too. Now reverse. All right, the next one is my ma's favorite. In fact, I named it after my ma. I call it the Bernese special. Swing in the arms. The Chinese call this Bei Bai. In fact, the Chinese doctors that practice Qigong and Tai Chi, they have all their patients doing this every day. If you feel lethargic during the day, need a little extra pickup or octane in your tank, do a couple dozen of these, and it really does help. You create a certain bioelectrical energy in the body that helps those little cells fire with a lot hotter spark. All right. Push out the wall, stretch that body. Push up the ceiling. This is a stick up. Reach for the sky. All right, up with one hand, down with the other. Vertebrae adjustment. The chiropractors hate this one. It keeps away a lot of business. When you feel a big pop, that's not bad. That's good. That's everything lining up. Now fold the fingers like this. Palms out. Both ways, back and forth and back. And do this comfortably. You don't want to jerk it. You want to be a smoothie. All right, above the head. Back and forth gently. All right, then a little twisting. I call this one the chubby checker. All right, good. Now clasp the hands behind the back. Pull those shoulders way back and turn your head gently both ways. Back and forth and back. Now up and down, side to side, and a little dynamic tension to make us a little bit stronger. Make 2 fists, turn them over, and pull. Now imagine you're pulling several hundred or several thousand pounds. Let's do that again. Make 2 fists, turn them over, and pull. On his deathbed, Albert Einstein said that the strongest force in the universe is the power of imagination, not E equals mc squared, but the power of imagination. Now what I want you to do is imagine that you're getting stronger as you're pulling. Pull hard, think big, get strong. All right, now we're going to relax a little bit as we do what we call winging it. We're going to serve some tea behind us without spilling it. Inhale as we go back. And imagine you're coming forward for a refill. Let's do that again. Inhale as we go back. Exhale as you come forward, and one more time. This helps align the shoulders in the middle and upper back. Okay, the next one is the punching bag. This is to develop good eye-hand coordination and also strengthen the upper body. We're going to start off with 4 counts slow. We're going to do 8 counts slow, then we're going to speed it up. Carefully, don't hit yourself in the chin. Here we go. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Now 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. And now 4 counts fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now super fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, very good. Here we go. The next one, all right, put your hands on your knees. Rotate clockwise. And counterclockwise. All right, now put your feet double, triple shoulders with the top toes pointed towards the corner. We're going to imagine we got 2 suitcases behind us. The trick of this is to pick up these 2 suitcases without bending forward. Now you got a small suitcase way down here, medium suitcase, and large suitcase. So pick the size suitcase. Be careful not to overdo it. Remember, success by an inch is a cinch, by a yard is hard. All right, let's go down and pick up the big suitcase. And if you want to, let's go down and pick up the medium suitcase. And for those of you that want to go further, go down and pick up the small suitcase. All right, the strength in the legs is very important because the legs are the pump to the heart. All right, next thing we're going to do, put your feet shoulders with this called Shin Shin Ki. This is to relax the upper body, develop flexibility with the neck and the shoulder area, starting with your left hand. Here we go. Inhale, turn the palm outward. Exhale as we go as far as we can. Inhale as we come back. Exhale as we come down. Now the other side. Let's do that again on each hand. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. All right, now 2 hands. Smell the flowers. Blow out the candles. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Now we're going to do what we call the vertebrae massage. Stick out your left thumb. Grab it with your right fist. Put the fingertips over your fist. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And slowly exhale as we bend over with the upper body first, 1 vertebrae at a time. When you get as far as you can go or want to go, this is important. Push your fist towards the floor. Then as you come up with lower back, middle back, and upper back. Very, very good for the middle, lower, and upper back. All right? Now we're going to do what we call a right T stretch. Keep the right leg straight. Be careful not to overdo it. Go down with the upper body first, 1 vertebrae at a time. Then come up with the lower, middle, and upper back. Then we'll do a left T stretch. Again, go down with the upper body first, 1 vertebrae at a time. Come up with the lower, middle, and upper back. And we're going to do what we call the double cross. Cross your left over your right unless you feel like you're going to fall, then just keep your feet together. Keep both legs straight. Again, go down the upper body first, 1 vertebrae at a time. Coming up with the lower, middle, and upper back. Now cross the right over the left. Again, go down the same way. Upper body first, 1 vertebrae at a time. Coming up with the lower, middle, and upper back. And then we have just 2 more warm-ups, and then we're ready to go into Qigong. All right, put your feet double, triple shoulders width apart. Toes pointing towards the corner. Hey, this is the spread eagle. All right, put your feet as far apart as you feel comfortable. Then reach through the back of your hand as far as you feel comfortable.
And be very careful not to overdo it. Just reach as far back as you feel comfortable, and each time you do this, just go a little bit further, a little bit further. Because there's a definite correlation between aging, our biological age, and our flexibility. And it's important to really remain flexible so we stay young. Shoot the tiger with a bow. Put your heels together, toes apart, and make 2 fists, just like this. Okay, excuse my back. We're going to do 3 with the left, 3 with the right, and we're going to pull the bow with
all your might.
All my might, right. And the key here is not to step straight backwards, because our balance is really poor that way. You're going to always want to step towards the corner. This can save a lot of you that have trouble with your balance from falling. All right, and also this integrates the upper and lower body and gives us good upper-lower body coordination. 3 with the left. Step to the left, hold the bow, arch your back, tuck in your tush, keep your head up straight. Go back together again. Let's do that again. Step towards the corner, pull the bow, come back together again, and 1 more. Pull with the left. Now we're going to do the right. Step back with the right, pull the bow, come back together again. Let's do it again. Come back together again, and 1 more pull. All right. Welcome to the wonderful world of Tai Chi. Before we get started, I'd like to tell you a little bit of the history of Tai Chi. Quite interesting. The interesting thing about Tai Chi, it is like the brother sister, you might call it, of Qigong. Qigong, as I mentioned earlier, started around 475 AD. Tai Chi did not get created until 1300 AD. So for several centuries, the monks had these bandits stealing their food. They're very patient. And they had these strong bodies from the Qigong. But they couldn't do anything because they couldn't use weapons, because the feudalistic government put them in jail if they used weapons. They couldn't do anything that seemed defensive because they would be put in jail. So as a result, there was a dilemma. As the legend goes, one of the monks, Chang Son Fin, was traveling through the woods and saw a snake and a crane fighting, and was amazed at the swiftness of the snake and how the snake was able to avoid the beak, the sharp beak of the crane. And he was amazed at how the crane was able to avoid the fangs of the snake by using the wings as a shield. So he got the idea of creating, they had these strong bodies, strong minds, of creating a series of exercises that could be used in defensive and protect them from the bandits. So he went back to the monastery and taught all the other monks this move. The bandits, sure enough, finally came. They never found them again. Now we know that doing Tai Chi doesn't help you live forever. We know it doesn't make you immortal. But we do know from research done by Tufts University, Harvard, that it can extend your life in not so much extend it, but improve the quality of life. And this USF just come out with research that it increases the size of the brain. Now, as we age, the brain shrinks, all the organs shrink. However, can you imagine the value of not only the organs not shrinking, but expanding in size, especially the brain, because then we can function better, and we can actually think better and actually feel better. So the Tai Chi is, if I was to describe in a sentence or two, it develops the softness and pliability of a child, or the Qigong develops the focus and concentration of a monk. So from the Qigong you gain the Qi, from the Tai Chi you gain what the Asians call Qing, all right, or Shin, Shin. And then from Tai Chi and Shin combined is when you develop Qing, which is that real internal power. You've heard of where a mother picks up a car off of her son when the car falls on the son. That's Qing. And that, of course, we're not going around promising we can teach people to pick up cars, but if your life depended on something, you had to have that excessive energy, it's there. And Tai Chi has a remarkable way of, mixed with Qigong, developing that. So, we'll start right from the beginning of Tai Chi. In this case, we're going to start with our heels together, toes apart. Where in the Qigong, we started with our feet apart, shoulders width. Here we go, the heels together, and the toes about 10 to 20 degrees apart. The first move of Tai Chi, preparation. Let's lift our left heel, all right? Step to the side, this is called preparation left. And then bring your weight evenly. So let's do that again. Bring your feet together, heels together, toes apart. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to my right, so you're actually mirroring what I'm doing. Shift your weight to your right foot. Now step with your left foot shoulders width. All right, and then what we're going to do next is called opening and closing. Inhale as we come up to your shoulder height. Think of a cobra ready to strike. Then bring it back till you feel a little resistance, and then slowly let the hands come down. I want you to think of tying 2 helium balloons tied to each wrist. The hands are raising up effortlessly. You bring them back to feel a little of tension, and then slowly let them come down like leaves falling off of a tree. Think of like a cobra ready to strike, comes up, sees the danger, comes back ready to strike, the danger goes away, so the cobra relaxes. That's opening and closing. The next movement we have is called squeezing the magic ball. Bring your hands up to about shoulder width, all right? And just come in like something trying to keep you from coming in, and pull out like something's trying to keep you from pulling out. So squeeze, feel like there's a substance there, like you were doing this in water. Try to imagine that something's trying to keep you from bringing it together, and something's trying to keep you from pulling it apart. After practicing this for a number of times, you will actually feel the energy, and it gets quite intense over a period of time. This is a good thing. You can use that same energy to help heal your own body. Squeezing the magic ball. So these are all very simple movements, but very, very effective. All right, then drop your hands and relax. Now in Tai Chi, you don't want to focus on the breathing. You want to focus on the feeling, the movement. Because we do the breathing in the Qigong. In Tai Chi, you want to develop what the Chinese call the Shin, or the spirit, the feeling of the movement. Of course, I do want you to breathe. That's part of what you have to do, obviously, to stay alive. But don't focus on the breathing. Okay, the next movement is called lifting hands. And we have several foot positions. We have 4 foot positions in Tai Chi. This here is position number 1. That's called parallel. In American, the Chinese call it Wu Qi, or primordial unity, the opposite before positive, the opposites before positive begin. All right. Now, in lifting hands, we go into what we call a T stance. So everybody, for the sake of doing something with hands, just imagine you're hugging a tree. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a left T stance, turning to the left, and your toe is off the ground. All your weight's back on your left foot. All right? Then face the front. Now we're going to the left. All your weight's on your right foot with your left toe facing the ceiling. Come back, facing the front. Let's do that again. Right T stance, face the front. Left T stance, face the front. This is good exercise to develop flexibility and strengthen the legs. Face the front. Left T stance, face the front. Right T stance, face the front. Left T stance, and face the front and drop your hand. There you have the next position in Tai Chi. Now, lifting hands, we want to add a little bit of our hands to what we just did. Instead of hugging the tree, I want you to do this with your hands. Let's do a right T stance. Bring your hands up like this, and that's called lifting hands. Then drop your hands, and now we're going to do the same thing over here, and it's called play guitar. And they actually had an instrument called a lute, but we Americanized the instrument by calling it guitar. All right, so drop your hands. Let's do that again. Let's do lifting hands. Now the right hand should be shoulder height. The left hand should be pointed, the fingertips pointed back by the right elbow. And drop your hands. And then we do the play guitar. Now your right fingertip should be pointed at your left elbow, and your left hand should be shoulder high. All right, drop your hands. Let's do a couple of those. Lifting hands, face the front, play guitar, face the front. Now if you want to really add a little pizzazz to it, think of pulling a bow. When we do this, we come up shoulder high, and then pull back with the left hand pulling and the right hand rising just slightly. Then face the front, and do the same thing over here. pull the right hand back and let the left hand rise a little bit, and it gives you a whole different feeling. So follow me, let's do that together. Hands up, pull back, drop your hands, hands up, pull back, just a little bit. And when if you notice, everybody out there, look at me, you notice we're coming up, both hands are level, and as you pull back, the one hand comes up, the other hand pulls back. Just say very subtle, but it gives you a whole different feeling. Okay, that's called lifting hands and play guitar. The next one is catching the ball, and that also is done from a T stance. Now I want you to imagine you got a ball here, the size of a beach ball. All right, we're holding that ball. Now I want you to turn the ball over so your right hand's on top, left hand's on the bottom. Now turn the ball back to where it was. Now turn the ball so your left hand's on top, right hand's on the bottom. Turn the ball again. Turn the ball again. Now bring the ball over to your left and go into a T stance. Okay, now face the front. Turn the ball over and go into a right T stance, holding the ball, right hand on top, left hand on the bottom. Face the front. Turn to your left, hold the ball, left hand on top, right hand on the bottom. Face the front and go into a T stance. Now your right hand's on top, left hand's on the bottom. Face the front, and let's do that a couple more times from a T stance. Now one way you can tell if you have the feet in the right position, everybody pick up your right foot, place it down. If you can't pick up your right foot, you're too spread apart, or you got your weight on the wrong foot. All right, now let's face the front. Let's go into catch the ball over here, left hand on top, right hand on the bottom. Now everybody pick up your left foot, place it down. If you can do that, then you're in good shape. All right, face the front. That's what we call catching the ball. Okay, the next one is bouncing the ball. This ball is magic. Now I want you to do it with me. I'll tell you why it's magic. All right? Now we're going to bounce it over here like this to our left. Pick up your right toe off the ground just slightly. Drop it and bounce it over here to your right. Pick up the left toe and let it down gracefully. Up, down, bouncing the magic ball over here. Bouncing the magic ball over there. Bouncing it to your right. Bouncing it to the left. We're doing this from parallel position. All right, the reason it's magic is you can't see it. But if you're thinking about it, basically that ball's there. All right, let's do that one more time. Bounce it to the right. Pick up the foot off the ground gradually. Bounce it to the left. Now, the Tibetan monks did this one. They did it every day, and it helped their balance. The next movement is rotating the golden ball. All right, now we're going to do this from what we call a bow stance. Bow stance is the third stance in Tai Chi. And the bow stance is one of the harder stances, but one of the most effective stances because of the benefit of strengthening the legs and developing flexibility. So to do a bow stance, I'm going to turn my back to you, make it a little bit easier. Okay, let's start with our feet shoulders width apart. We turn the right foot to get started on a 45-degree angle. And what I want you to imagine that there's rocks, there's water, and we're going to be stepping on the rocks. And the rocks are shoulders width apart and the length of our foot as far as our stride. Then after we turn the right foot 45 degrees, bring your left foot to what we call center point. That's for balance purposes. Then we do a half moon circle with the left foot hitting the rock, and then shifting our weight so we don't slip off the rock. And then your left knee should come out over your left toe. 70% of your weight should be on the left foot. So let's imagine we're holding the ball, so we can do this as an exercise. All right, then shift your weight back to the right foot. Slide this left foot back so you're still shoulder width apart. Now we're going to do a right bow stance. Shift your weight to the right foot. Bring your left foot to center point. Now we're going to step on a rock to the right, do a half moon circle, touching the rock so we end up shoulder width apart. Then shift your weight so the right knee comes out over the right toe. Then shift your weight back to the left foot. Slide this right foot back so your shoulders width, and that ends that exercise. That is the left and right bow stance. All right, let's do that again. Shift your weight to the left foot, turn the right foot 45 degrees. Shift your weight to the right foot, bring your left foot to center point for balance, and we do a half moon circle, hitting a rock so we're shoulder width apart. Shift your weight. All right, and then when we want to bring this left foot back, we shift our weight to the right foot, slide this foot back so we're still shoulder width apart. Now let's do a couple of them as we advance forward. That is what we call the bow stance. Now, to make a movement out of that, catching the magic ball, we obviously not only use the feet, but we use the hand. So we're going to start all over again from here. Now, I want you to have your hands at your side, just like this. Right, turn the right foot 45 degrees. Shift your weight to the right foot, bring your left foot to center point. Half moon circle. Reach out like you're grabbing the ball, about the size of a basketball. Then bring the ball back. As your weight shifts to the back foot, drop it down to the waist. Come forward, keep both feet flat. Think of your body like water. If you pour water in a vase, it takes the shape of the vase. Think of the feeling, the movement, and the music as you do this movement. You come down to your waist, like a 360-degree circle. Come up to your shoulders, back as far as you can go, down your waist, and forward. This is a wonderful exercise to strengthen the legs and also relax the body. It's very relaxing and developing flexibility. And then we drop our hands backwards to left bow stance. And we get rotating the golden ball from that left bow stance. And slide this left foot back so we're shoulder width. Now we're going to do a right bow stance. Bring right foot to center point for balance. Half moon circle. Shift your weight. Hold the ball. Now let's rotate the ball. Come up to the shoulders, down to the waist. Like I mentioned, a 360-degree circle. And then drop the hand, slide this foot back. Now once you get that down and can comfortably step without shoulders without thinking, then you can sort of shorten the movement by turning right foot 45 degrees, bringing left foot to center point, and rather than doing a half moon circle, you can step right out there, straight to the destination. Shoulders width and about a full-length stride without moving the body. In other words, when you step, you don't want to move the body with the step. Your foot always needs to go out there first, then the weight second. So once we get where you're comfortable and you've done the half moon circle like that, then you can go right straight to the left bow stance without doing the half moon circle. All right, thank you very much. Now we're ready to get into the world of Qigong. Qigong, by the way, means cultivating energy in English. I'll tell you just a quick little history on Qigong. It was created around 475 AD by the Tibetan monks. They had some serious problems in the monastery. They didn't have heat half the time in the Himalayas, which is very cold. And they also had very lousy food. Then they also had bandits that periodically would come by and steal their food. So they had a very stressful situation. However, as the legend goes, one of the monks took off for 9 years, went into a cave and meditated every day to find an answer to their lifestyle so they could survive over the period of the future years. And he came up with a whole series of exercises called the temple exercises. And he got a lot of idea by watching the animals and how they worked out, how they exercised in a natural way and created these movements. And over a short period of time, an amazing thing happened. They become the most powerful people in all of Asia, mentally, physically, and emotionally, just doing these simple exercises. And we don't even to this day understand all the different implications of what they do to the internal, external organs, plus our mind and our emotions. But we do know this, that some wonderful things happen as far as our memory, as far as our ability to think and coordinate, as far as our overall health and happiness over a period of time. It really makes, in some cases, a major difference. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to go into what I call the 6 quick fixes of Qigong. What I did over the period of the years, realizing sometimes people don't have a lot of time to do the normal 6 movements of our short program or the 20 movements of our long program in Qigong, and say they are in a hurry, they have a headache, they feel stressed out, or they feel that they need some energy, and they have an important moment. So I, over the period of time, cherry-picked these 6 movements from over 100 different styles of Qigong to satisfy that whatever is needed. So every one of these 6 quick fixes is designed to do a certain thing. Even though there's a redundancy, they all reduce stress, they all help you with your health and fitness and so on. But each one really has a main specific purpose. First one is called the 5-element warm-up. There is no exercise that I know of that can reduce stress to the degree that this exercise does, this particular movement of Qigong. And it not only reduces stress and gets cortisol down to 0, but it raises your DHA level as much as 100 to 300% over a period of time. A lot of research has gone on about this, and it's just such a remarkable series of movements designed to do just that. All right, start with your feet shoulder width. All right, flexing your knees, relax, and your hands at your sides so the palms are facing your thighs. And the next thing to remember is to inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. There are 3 reasons that we inhale through the nose rather than through the mouth, and exhale through the mouth. Reason number 1, it filters the air. That's very important over a period of time. Number 2, we release a gas called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is quite unique. It's nature's greatest anti-aging gas. And it's a short-lived gas. But when nitric oxide is in the system, what happens? Some marvelous things happen. All the capillaries, they dilate in such a way, they expand the arteries, and all the organs inside the body get this wonderful gas, and it causes everything to really improve as far as function. When all the vessels dilate, you're getting more oxygen to the cells, you're getting more nutrients to the cells, you're removing more sludge, or what I call toxic waste, from the cells. So this particular exercise is really great in accomplishing that. And that's why to inhale through the nose is so very important. That's number 2. Number 3 is you won't swallow a bug. It's because we had that happen one time. We were outdoors one time and I was teaching Qigong, and one of the ladies was breathing deeply, not through her nose like I mentioned. She swallowed a bug. So anyway, if you're outside especially, inhale through the nose. All right, now we're going to start. Without any further ado, put your feet, again, shoulders width, relax your shoulders, and just follow me. Smell the flowers. Slowly blow out the candles, 1 candle at a time. When you get to your waist, turn the hands over, pull up as we inhale. Exhale as we reach out. Inhale as we bring it alongside the temple. Exhale as we push out. Inhale as we bring it into the chest. Exhale as we imagine we're reaching up to the furthest star. And as we inhale, imagine that energy from the star in our hands coming right down into the body. And then exhale when our hands pass our shoulders. Let's do that again. We'll do it silently this time. Very good, excellent. And then after we finish any series of movements, we do a courtesy bow, meaning that this is a martial art. By the way, martial means war. We're not declaring war on people, we're declaring war on disease, cancer, heart disease, and so on. So we do this bow, and for years we've been doing the bow to these masters that are in their grave and that were the ones that created this. However, a couple of years ago I decided we'll do the bow in courtesy to our veterans and our troops overseas protecting our freedom. So you bring your left foot to the right, put out your left hand. That means friendship, we're friendly people. Curl your left thumb, that means integrity, we're honest people. Make a fist with the right hand, that means strength and power. Put the fist in the palm and a gentle bow, that means don't mess with us. Just kidding about that, but anyway, this is a tribute, like I say, to our veterans. Appreciation. All right, so that was the 5-element warm-up. And I guarantee you, your body right now is a lot less stressed when you first walked in this building. All right, put your feet a little bit more than shoulders width. toes pointed towards the corner. The next routine we're going to do is called Bring the Lotus to the Temple. The purpose of this particular one is to get the energy in the body flowing quickly through what they call the meridians or chi channels. And it has a way of getting each of the cells that has a little firing mechanism called a mitochondria. Gets all the cells to be able to fire at a lot harder spark, which means you have more energy. So this is a great energy pickup. It also gets that energy to go and travel through the body quickly. And as we age, this energy slows down and in some places actually gets stuck and it's not moving, and that's where the cells deteriorate. They die a premature death. So this exercise is really good for rejuvenating our youth. All right. Now what we're going to do is, remember now, the lotus, or let me put it this way, the lotus grows on top of the water, so you don't have to go down too far to pick it up. And it is the sacred flower of Asia, and they believe that this flower, the lotus, has tremendous healing power. Now we don't have the lotus here with us, but we have something even stronger, I believe, than the lotus, and that's our imagination. So when we pick up this beautiful flower, imagine that it has tremendous healing property to it. It can heal anything that might be going on in the body that's not healthy. Then we exhale as we let it out, touching the two pinky fingers. That creates a circuit of energy around the body, because one hand's positive, one hand's negative. All right? Then we open up, focusing on the palm. Put all of your thoughts, attention to the palms. Then we exhale as we push out. You want this to be real tight, so curl your left thumb, or left and right thumb. Curl your thumbs, all right? And push really hard. Then we relax as we form what we call an arch. Then inhale as we come, exhale as we come down to pick up the beautiful lotus. Then inhale, inhale as we come up over our head. Then as we come down nice and slow, release the carbon dioxide slowly. And imagine that every single cell is a happy, smiley little human with a happy, smiley face. And it's free from disease because we're at ease. All right, let's do that again. Inhale as we come down, picking up the beautiful lotus. Continue inhaling. Exhale as we let it out, touching the two pinky fingers. Inhale as we open up, focus on the palms. Exhale as we push tight. Inhale as we form the arch. Exhale as we come down, picking up the beautiful lotus again. Inhale, inhale, and slowly exhale all the way down. The Tibetan monks, when they created these centuries ago, had such a tremendous imagination. And that's where people in the West really had to struggle at this, because they're not used to that. Because anything that they can't see, touch, feel, or smell, usually it's hard to believe it exists. But this does exist. So when you start using imagination, imagine that this little beautiful flower you're picking up has tremendous healing properties to it. Then everybody's different. In some cases it can make a dramatic difference with your health. In other cases it may make a little difference. But any difference, of course, is an improvement. All right, the next one, feet shoulders width. This is called centering. This is to improve short-term memory, our focus and concentration, and really improve our attention, because the power of attention is the weapon of the super warrior. And attention develops concentration. And concentration helps develop spiritual power. And spiritual power is one of the strongest forces in existence. So just this simple little movement of centering, what we're going to do now, can have a dramatic effect on our life and quality of our life. Starting with your left hand. Bring your hand up over the head as we inhale. Now all the way down, exhale slowly, and try to focus on the hand. Try to eliminate any personal dialogue, any dialogue in your head. Now the other hand, inhale. Try not to have any mind chatter. Just focus on the hand and become the hand. And try to keep that hand in your peripheral vision. Even though we're looking straight forward, try to see that hand as far down as you possibly can. So we inhale as we come up. It may take weeks, it may take months to where you can go all the way down without a single word expressed in your mind, but it's worth it. Because once you're able to do that, it opens a world of things to you that very few humans experience. The ability to control your thoughts. press. This is great for increasing upper body strength. Also for releasing stiffness in the shoulders and the neck. And also developing more flexibility in the upper body. And it really does help with migraine headaches. Doesn't help much with sinus headaches, but it has been known to eliminate migraine headaches very quickly, because most migraine headaches come from stiffness in the neck and the shoulders. And when we can loosen up that stiffness, it allows blood to flow and get to the brain in a lot larger volume. So it starts off with folding the fingers like this with the palms facing the ceiling. Inhale as we come up. When you can't come up any further, turn the palms over. Exhale as you go down. Now go down as far as you possibly can stand, as you can hold it. Now we're going to hold it for about 10 seconds. You want to fixate your eyes where the ceiling meets the wall. If you're doing this outside, look up at a 45-degree angle. All right, now we hold it for 10 seconds, and the best way that you can get the most benefit out of this is exhaling slowly through the full 7 to 10 seconds. Then we inhale as we come up. Up on the toes is optional, and then slowly exhale again, picturing every single cell with a happy, smiling face, at ease, free from disease. And let's do it again. Inhale as we come up. Turn the palms over. Exhale as we go down, holding it there as far down as you can, and then fixating your eyes where the ceiling meets the wall. Now, holding, I should say, if your exhaling becomes too uncomfortable for 10 seconds, then just hold your breath. And then I promise we'll breathe again. Now we inhale on the way up, exhale on the way down. Feeling totally relaxed. Again, it's important the exhale takes a little bit longer than the inhale to make sure you clear all the carbon dioxide out and allow more oxygen and nitric oxide to get into the cells. Let's do it one more time. If you have a migraine headache, it may take about a dozen of these, but in most cases, the headache will mysteriously disappear when you get that tension built up around your shoulders, loose and flexible. Excellent. And our courtesy bow to our veterans and our troops. Okay, the next one is called the wave. This is to develop control, body control. Once you learn to control the body, it's easier to control the mind. Here in the West, we try to control the body by controlling the mind first, and it doesn't work that way too good. But once you get control of the body and you get a definite, beautiful rhythm to music and with the breathing and everything, the benefits of that are insurmountable. Because once we learn to be able to control that body, then we're gaining some control that we lose as we mature. All right, starting with your left hand. Follow me. Inhale. Come up to the front of the head without touching, and slowly exhale as we come down, exhaling. Then inhale as we come up, and again try to keep your hand in your peripheral vision all the way. Exhale on the way down, nice and slow. Then the other hand, smell the flowers. Slowly blow out the candles, one candle at a time. Inhale as we come up. Exhale as we come down. Let's do that one more time, each hand. Right, no exercise that I know of has gotten so much good press from doctors, from scientists, from health experts, and universities, Harvard, Tufts, and so on, as to the benefits of Tai Chi and Qigong. No exercise that I know of is equal to this, and it really just keeps coming constantly. All right, now put your feet shoulders width apart. Number 6 is moving the Qi. Some call this yin and yang. This one is really quite unique in the sense it's like reaching inside your body, massaging all the internal organs. I call it the internal massage. What I want you to do when we do this movement, picture some healthy energy going into each of the organs as we do these movements. Now remember, one hand is positive, one hand is negative. When we move the hands back and forth like this, we create a bioelectrical, physical energy that goes into each of the internal organs. Why? Because each organ has little chi channels that terminate in the fingers. And when you're moving your hand like this, it sends an energy to all the internal organs. It's like reaching in there and massaging them. And this is one of the reasons that we believe that Tai Chi and Qigong are able to keep the brain from shrinking and actually expand the size. USF did extensive research on that and found out that those that were in the group that they were doing Tai Chi, that the brain expanded. And we believe that Qigong does the same thing, because we know that after a period of time, people become more mentally alert. They're able to think better, remember better, after practicing this for months and for years. All right, put your right hand by the throat. Left hand about an inch below the belly button. Remember, the bottom hand comes up on the inside. All right? Let's start by inhaling as we come up, and try not to come up higher than the mouth. Now a little pause after each inhale and after each exhale. Exhale as we come down. Inhale as we come up. Exhale as we come down. You want to you can form like a little ball, little oblong ball, rather than just going straight up and down. And then again, use that imagination. Imagine that all the organs are getting a wonderful ray of energy as per movement of the hands. The hands are very, very powerful when it comes to transferring energy. All right, excellent. There you have the 6 quick fixes, each one designed to serve a specific purpose. So now if you feel lethargic, you know which one you can do. You bring the lotus to the temple. If you feel real stressed out, do the 5-element warm-up. If you feel that you're not focusing and can't remember lately, do centering. If you feel you're not in control of your mind and your body, do the wave. And if you feel that things are not going good inside, you have stomach ache, backache, or something internally, then do moving the Qi. And they each, in most cases, everybody's different, will give you some miraculous benefits. All right, the next thing we're going to do on the agenda now is the short program of Qigong. These are done in certain sequence. Now, the reason that this is important to keep it in these sequence, we don't really know why exactly, but we know that they had hundreds and thousands of hours to figure all this out. So by doing the exercise we're going to do called a short program of Qigong, each one has a specific purpose, and when interlinked with the other one that comes afterwards, it acts like there's a synergism there of more internal and external energy. Okay, put your feet shoulder width and keep your fingers apart just like you're picking up a basketball when you do Qigong. And remember to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Think of your hands like claws. That shouldn't be too hard. Just like everybody do this. All right. Now the first movement is called the beginning. And start with our hands down here. We inhale as we come up to the top of our head, and then slowly exhale. Make sure you come down slower than you went up. And think of your hands like claws. Inhale as we come up. When we're teaching children's classes, we teach them, think of yourself being a big, powerful grizzly bear or a lion marking a spot on the tree with the fingers just tearing off the bark, being so powerful and strong. And even as adults, it wouldn't hurt to think that a little bit here and there. Inhale as we come up. Exhale as we come down. I recommend doing, when you're doing this as a unit, do at least 6 repetitions of each of the movement and do 6 sets. That takes about 15 minutes. All right, the next one is called Flying Goose. We inhale as we come up. Our arms are like big, beautiful wings, and slowly exhale as we come down. Inhale as we come up. Exhale as we come down. Feeling totally relaxed, at ease, free from disease. And you'd be surprised, and I can say we would be surprised, at how strong you can, how much you can improve your strength simply by doing repetitions of these movements, because the arms are a lot heavier than you think they are. And it's really good at developing muscle endurance rather than just muscle strength, because we're getting a lot of oxygen into the body, a lot of good things happen when nitric oxide and oxygens are displaced through the whole body. Good. Next one is called Looking at the Moon. And it's not just an ordinary moon. This is a beautiful moon. Use that imagination. Imagine we're looking at the most beautiful moon we've ever seen. So let's go up to our right. Let the left heel come off the ground as you inhale. Slowly exhale. Then go up to your left. Let the right heel come off the ground. Slowly exhale. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Make sure right here all the carbon dioxide's left your body. You might even want to give it a little puff to make sure it's all gone, so we can fill up with wonderful nitric oxide and oxygen. Smell the flowers. Slowly blow out the candles. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. All right, excellent. And our gentle bow. Okay, the next movement is called rolling. This is a good one, again, because we really can use imagination, or gives you a good opportunity to use imagination in a very productive way. You bring the arms back, you can't bring them back any further. Remember too, all these movements are designed also to heal the body physically, not just the emotions and the spirit. So we inhale as we come up, grab a hold, imagine you're grabbing hold of a star, the energy from a star. And slowly exhale as we bring that wonderful energy from the hands and release it into the solar plexus. And let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, reach up, and slowly exhale. Coming down, feeling good, reaching up, grabbing a hold, feel it in the hands, bring that energy into the solar plexus. The Chinese call it the Dante-In area. That is the seat of all of our strength, our power, and has a lot to do with our total overall health. All right, good. The next one is called opening the chest. We sometimes call this cleaning the radiator. This is one of my favorites because this one has such a multitude of benefits. This particular movement that we're going to do next, it is psychologically, physiologically, psychologically, and philosophically impossible to stay angry or to feel depressed when you do this next move. So if you ever feel depressed or anxious, this move is carbon for you to be able to copy it and feel much better. Follow me. Inhale as we come up. All right, turn the palms so you can see them with the thumbs up. Open up, give me a nice big smile. Try to be depressed right here. You can't. It's physiologically impossible. And slowly exhale till we get shoulder width apart. Plus it also removes a lot of toxins in the upper body. What makes it harder for women to get breast cancer, because a lot of breast cancer comes from buildup of toxins in the upper body. And when you do this move, you can really help yourself by, right at this point, picking a time in your life that was very special. Remembering a time in your life when you go way back in your teenage years, or the one fuzzy feeling you get when you look at a picture of a loved one. And just try to anchor that, because psychologists call that a cue or an anchor. And then slowly exhale. Now after doing that a couple times, you don't even have to think about it. Because when you think good thoughts, when you do an anchor where you're creating certain hormones go in the body, these are all healthy hormones. And then when you go back in time, to a time that you were young, and if you can anchor that right in here, then you're releasing certain hormones that you did then that you don't release anymore. And these hormones are very healthy. So we inhale, open up, give me a smile if you can, and slowly exhale to get shoulders width apart, turning the hands coming down. Remember, the exhale takes a little bit longer than the inhale. Smell the flowers, open up, slowly blow out the candles. All right, good. Number 6 is settling the chi. This is so great because this is sort of a climatic experience to all the moves we just did. And if there's any stress left over or any anxiety left over, this is one where you push it 1,000 feet into the ground. So simple, but yet so impactful. Follow me. Inhale as we come up over the head. Now point the fingers towards each other. We call that a bridge. Then slowly exhale as you feel the head relax, the face, the neck, the shoulders, the chest, the stomach, the solar plexus, all the way to the toe. Let's do that again. Inhale through the nose. Very slowly exhale through the mouth. Feeling every single part of the body relaxing, at ease, free from disease, and every cell with a happy, smiley face. Think of the cells as being little miniature humans. All 150 trillion of them are real happy right now in their life. And then our gentle bow. Now, how do you keep those cells happy? throughout the day, I want you to take a little bit of time and do what we call the simple breathing technique of longevity. What you do in the morning, you take 10 deep breaths when you wake up, before you do anything. Take 10 deep breaths, sit on the edge of the bed or in a comfortable chair. Inhale through the nose to the count of 5, exhale through the mouth to the count of 7. Do that 10 times. Then do it in the afternoon between 1 and 4. Do it at night before you go to bed. And that way you keep these good hormones going in the body, you keep the stress lower, and it's like taking this class with you wherever you go, right? So all of you just try that at least for a week or so, and believe me, you'll thank me for it, because you'll notice an improvement of energy, and the way the body functions, and so on. So thank you, God bless you.